Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first Legendary Service Awards event of 2021 and our first event here at Woodard on Watson. So I'm hanging out here in the break room with a lot of our friends from Fire that are hanging out with me this morning. So thanks everybody for joining us who are watching us live. So thanks for that. So we've got a lot of good stuff here for you today. So let's take a look at what our agenda is. So Justin's going to come up and give us a variety of updates, including some new things that are going to be happening here at Woodard on Watson. And we also, believe it or not, we won another award. So Justin's going to tell us a little bit about that. A big one this time. So we're really excited to let everybody know. Kristen Donnell is going to come up and help us kick off our employee awards. So as you know, we've done away with the John Saddle Award for this year, and we have some new ones that we're going to be rolling out over the next month. So she'll tell us all about what that process is going to look like. And then we have 5 years of service recognitions that we're going to be doing. So we'll have some videos for that and one live here in person. And then as always, I'll wrap it up with a couple of announcements and just keep talking until it feels like it's time to stop. So that's the plan. So thanks for being here, everybody. So let's get right into it. Now, Jeff Hummel would love to be here with us, but he enjoyed sitting at home last time watching his own videos on YouTube. So he sent me another video this time. So we're going to see what Jeff has to say for safety to kick us off for this month.
Good morning, everybody. Obviously, 2020 has been one heck of a year around safety. Back in 2019, when we were planning what to do in 2020, I can assure you that, controlling for a world pandemic was not, on the plan. But it hit us in the jaw nonetheless. We couldn't be more proud of the way that you have responded for an entire year now. At times it felt like, let's be honest, man, the world is going mad. What I saw all year long was us remaining focused on our core purpose of getting people back to their lives and doing so, really leaning into those core values of ours, doing what's right, serving others and learning every day. I think another thing that was really pronounced to me around the pandemic is that we've allowed ourselves to become more vulnerable with one another. And I think that's a good thing. We've began discussions this year around mental health and suicide, for example. And I welcome our ability to create bigger spaces around safety at Woodard. So anyhow, remarkable job to everybody. I am confident moving into 2021, we have our standards in place and we just keep rocking and rolling on that. And if that's not enough, we have 100, on average, 150 of us that every single morning start our day with taking in a safety message. That's remarkable. We want to continue to see that grow. We have had a lot of fun with that this year. We've had so much fun, we're going to continue it into 2021. We've given out to you in prize money over $6,000. So, hey, continue to play. If you're not on there, get on there. Learn about safety, grow with us, and perhaps win some money along the way. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for that, Jeff. Jeff, once again, proving that he has a
Good
job
morning.
in late night radio if he needs to do that. So thanks for doing that. Anybody here present want to read 31 days? Anyone? No? Going once? Going twice? I'll do it. Here we go. So day number 3, work on yourself. Become a lifetime learner. Personal growth only happens when we stretch ourselves beyond what we currently know. Take risks to try new things. Get uncomfortable by placing yourself in unfamiliar circumstances. Stay open to feedback and allow yourself to be vulnerable. Seeking opportunities to put yourself past your known limits is the Woodard way. All right, so we've got Justin coming up here next. So let's take a look at what he's got in store for us. Here we go.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, John. You know what? I love the reminder that growth only happens when we stretch beyond what we already know, which tends to be super uncomfortable and creates this tight, gurgly feeling inside my belly. But ever since I have kind of tied the two together, growth and discomfort. When I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I am much more likely to recognize the discomfort and remind myself, all right, that is what growth feels like. It also helps when I am out there trying something new and I completely bomb. And after not going so well, I'm just feeling sorry for myself and feeling kind of like crap. And I'm thinking, all right, this is what growth feels like. So day 3, always one that hits me really hard is kind of personal experience of being able to tie those two things together. That when things are uncomfortable, when things are hard, when things are difficult, that is a sign that you are going through a period of growth, which is a good thing. All right, let's start. Let's get the chat going with a little contest. This will be Price is Right style. I do have closest without going over gets Ben here. So as you may know, we have gone a incredibly impressive 282 days since our last lost time incident. So you know that's not the question today, though. The question today is, how many hours have our production folks worked during those 282 days? In other words, how many hours worked since our last lost time incident? All right, we'll monitor in the chat, announce the winner after we recognize years of service. All right, as you begin guessing in the chat, let's run through a couple of building updates. First, we have been doing our shakedown of the production and warehouse portions of Watson over the last 6 weeks, and I am happy to tell you we have already made a ton of improvements. From adding a bunch of exterior lights, to improved wash bay tools, to easier access to a variety of materials and equipment, better locations for trash cans, improved flow of contents. We are getting to know our new space and making it work even better for us than when we started. And I think it's a really good reminder. We built and designed the warehouse portions as best we could under the time constraints we had. Now we're working really hard to make it work really well for us. So if you do have those ideas or things come to you that are frustrating, please make sure you stop by the whiteboard outside of the logistics area and put a note on the wall for us, and we'll have the continuous improvement team take a look at it. For all those folks that have already made suggestions, and the continuous improvement team for sorting, prioritizing, and implementing all the changes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Second, we will be starting phase 3, the office renovation, in about a month. I don't have an exact start date yet, but we're getting really close. We have a permit from Crestwood. They have approved our prints on Friday. Our team got everything together really, really fast, turned that around the same day, and got all that information to the county. And right now, we are waiting for the blessing and the permit from St. Louis County to get started. This morning, I've got a couple of renderings that I'd like to show you of some of how the office will look after we do the renovation. So first, this is a rendering as you walk right in the door. So you know we have those double sets of glass doors. Imagine walking through those, and you run into the lobby here. On the left, we've got a little waiting area with a couch, a desk to check in, and then we've got our Chevy delivery vehicle right front and center. And then you'll see a little black square rectangle next to the Woodard logo. That will be a monitor with our announcements and welcoming our guests and things like that. You can kind of see a little bit on the left there. There was a couple of weird looking walls. Those are actually glass windows that will be looking into some conference rooms that will be used primarily for customer visits. If you walk, if you came and you turned right, you're just kind of looking down the front of the building. So you can kind of see on the right there's several windows. So we're going to be putting about 7 holes in the front of the building for additional windows and additional light to be coming in to the office. This is a little nook. This is actually where we used the Gordman's folks and Builder Square folks stored shopping carts, I believe. So this is right in the front of the building, and this is going to be our history nook or trophy case, depending on maybe how you think about it. A little more close up of the place where we can put our awards. This view is actually all the way down at the other end of the building, and so there are going to be 2 entrances to the office. One that we just went over. The second one will be underneath the overhang, and you'll walk right in. You can kind of see a window on the left there. That's where dispatch will be, but this is the cafe. And as you can see, this looks pretty similar to the CRC, right? So we have actually salvaged the vast majority of the things that were in the CRC cafe, and we'll be bringing those over, adding some lights and some the walls will be a little bit different, but and then we're bringing over. You can see the barn doors in the background there. We're bringing the barn doors into the facility, and they're actually going to open up into the new hangar, which is probably the next. So this is looking back out, another seating area there. You can see on the right the windows for dispatch. It'll be pretty similar implementation to what we had at the CRC. All right, and then this one, we've actually walked through the barn doors and we're into the hangar. And so this space is very similar to what we had at the CRC, except that we're going to be taking all the games and sticking them in a room on the side. We got a little bit, fed up moving all that stuff all the time. We got a little more space. So those are our closet barn doors from the CRC. We're looking for a Woodard neon sign. If anybody's got a source for a Woodard sign or neon, I'm looking for a vendor there. We have one more, or is that the last one? That's the last one. So those are the architect has taken what they've done, rendered those into pictures, and that's what we're going to be shooting for phase 3. I do intend, once we start construction in the next couple of weeks, I do intend to do a weekly update through Wingo. So one more little pitch to have you take a look at that. Those will be coming up in a couple of weeks. All right, next I've got an announcement I'm incredibly proud of. So as you know, last year we were recognized by the Post-Dispatch as a St. Louis top workplace. This is the 4th time in 5 years we've had this recognition. Today, I get to share with you that our survey was submitted to the national version of this contest, and we have been recognized on the USA top workplaces for 2021. Right? So here's the thing, though. We also received a special recognition in a category of awards called for cultural excellence. We were also named to the 2021 Top Workplace for Top Leaders Award, right? For the organization, that's us, that aspires to be known for creating leaders in our community, in our company, and in our industries that we operate in. This award, the Top Leaders Award, serves as a wonderful recognition that we are on the right track and that your hard work is being noticed. Thank you for helping make the amazing things that we dream about a reality. So I believe now there's a bunch of press releases, there's other stuff. We'll look for stuff on Woodard Social. If you do want to share that with your family and friends, that stuff will be coming out today. And I'm assuming that. I haven't actually talked to Michelle, but I think that's the plan. All right, finally, I want to touch on our signature strength. As a reminder, our signature strength represents the main promise that we're making to our customers. And that promise is that we have the most capable people in all the services that we offer. Recently, we began to define what most capable actually means so that we can begin describing our signature strength better to the people, to our people, and to the people that we are serving. That'll also allow us to identify gaps and be able to improve, recognize whether we need more training, better processes, improved tools, equipment, and quality. We are focusing on the actions in 4 categories: safety, caring, communication, and technical expertise. Recently, I've been watching the compliments that have been coming in and the capability cache that we are exchanging with members of our teams for examples of these, and I'd like to share a couple of them really quickly. First, I saw Jared Jones had a good catch with a safety issue on JS1. Gary helped create the eyewash station video so we all know how to use those things if we need it. Dave Stevenson locked out a mobile ladder while it could be repaired. Each demonstrating safety capability in situations that are preventing things that could come back and cause someone to get hurt. Kyle Markley called out Mike C., Chuck C., and Mike O. for the Abel mold loss. He said, you could see in a Matterport scan, the containments and floor protection looked awesome. It was a great visual for the homeowner to show how we are taking care of their home. demonstrating an incredible care for the customer and their home and ensuring that no cross-contamination takes place. Don DeWeese used great communication skills in keeping in touch with the homeowner and the adjuster, working out all the details to ensure that a water conversion was flipped into construction so that we could help that customer get back to their life. Without that great communication and coordination, it wouldn't have happened. And finally, Dee Holmes demonstrated her technical expertise on the recent Deerbergs loss. When she took an opportunity to lead and to run with the instructions that I believe Dominic was giving her. She took that long list of tasks and not only performed those tasks, she exceeded his expectations. The work got done and at a high level of competency. So thank you for all the folks out there whose actions are showing each and every day to all of our customers that we have an attention to safety, that our care goes above and beyond and is not just something we talk about. Our communication sets and confirms the expectations that we made up front, and our technical expertise is among the top in all of our industries. Thanks very much.
All right. So thanks for that, Justin. Does anybody else think that if I didn't cut him off, he could probably read capability cache for the next half hour to you guys? I'm pretty sure that that's the case. So thanks for doing that. We have an amazing amount of that stored up from the past year, all the digital ones that we've been doing. So hopefully we'll be able to continue to share those guys with you. So next up, Kristen Donnell is going to tell us about our new awards plan for 2021.
Good morning. All right, so we have awards coming up here pretty soon. We're going to go over our deadlines in our awards plan in a second. But at first, I wanted to just give a quick refresher on what our awards plan is going to be this year. If you remember from the fall, we are changing our plan a little bit to allow us to recognize more people this year. So we are doing 4 separate awards. 3 of them will be on our core values. So do what's right, serve others, and learn every day. And so we're just looking for people that embody each of those core values. And then our 4th award is going to be called the Woodard Way Award. And that is somebody that embodies all of those core values plus the rest of the Woodard Way. So when you're thinking of who that person is, somebody that obviously has those core values, but then is that person that you're proud to work with every single day. Today, the nomination form is coming out, so you will get that in your email. And you're welcome to nominate as many people as you want. You can nominate people together as a team if you have another person or a couple people or a group that you want to go in to nominate somebody. And I would just say don't get stuck on any of the qualifications. That nomination form is going to have all of the qualifications and ask a couple questions. This is really just somebody that embodies that core value. Don't get stuck on checking boxes. We're just looking for what you believe in, what you see in your coworkers. So as far as dates go, our next slide is going to have dates for you. Here we go. All right, so our nominations are starting today. Those nominations are going to be due on the 12th. And we have some volunteers that said they'd like to be on awards committees, and they're going to review all of those nominations and compile them. And then we are going to vote for that Woodard Way Award. And that is going to start February 15th and it'll end on the 19th. So the committees are going to choose the winners for the 3 core value awards, but we as a company are all going to vote on that Woodard Way Award. Just like we have in the past, the committees will nominate or will narrow down our options and then we'll vote on that one person. It's kind of like a People's Choice Award. And then our winners are going to be announced on March 3rd. So that is our kind of awards rundown. You will have an email in your inbox later today with more information and with kind of a rundown of everything to remind you. And let us know if you have any questions. John and I are always here to answer questions and get you ready and do whatever you need. All right, thanks everybody.
All right, very good. Thanks, Kristen. So again, watch for those emails this afternoon, and hopefully in a month from now, we'll be able to get that recognition and get those recognitions taking place the way we usually do. All right, speaking of recognition, so we have got some years of service that we're going to be recognizing. So first up, I'm going to bring up Jason Specht, who's actually going to do our first recognition here in the studio live here for you. So our first one is for 5 years for Dan Moss.
Morning, everyone. Um, I'm proud to have the honor of recognizing Dan Moss for his 5 years of service. Many of you know Dan, but I'm sure there are some of you that do not know Dan. Here's a little story that had an impact on me and provides a different insight into Dan other than his 100-mile-per-hour motor, his vast knowledge of construction, his decision to randomly learn Mandarin, and his really bad jokes. Actually, some are pretty good, and the next time you see him, ask him to tell you something. The story is about one of Dan's construction project that he oversaw. His customer was an elderly couple that had a complete rebuild of their house. Dan spent 6 to 8 months rebuilding their home and building his relationship with them. After the project was completed, I had heard that the customer was having some health issues. And Dan had been keeping in touch with them periodically. Some of it was work related, and some of it was just to check in with them. Then one day, Dan informed me that he had gotten a new dog, and responded to Dan. I said, "That's great." And I asked him, "Why did you get a new dog?" He said that his customer had reached out to him and asked him to adopt their dog since they would not be able to care for it the way they wanted to, and knew that Dan would be the best person to take care of him. This is what Dan is about. He cares deeply for his work, his customers, and who interacts with him. Over the course of our relationship, Dan and I have had many opportunities to learn, do what's right, and serve others. I'm proud to recognize Dan's 5 years of service and also wish him the best in his next 5 years of service, or his RV cross-country trip that he and his wife and his dogs will take one day, whichever one comes first. Congratulations, Dan.
All right, thanks, Jason, for doing that. So the rest of our nominations, or the rest of our recognition that we have here today is going to be via videos that we have out here for us. So let's take a look at them. So we've got a couple more construction coming up. And also, I have to be honest with you, some of these, because we didn't do monthly LSAs last year, we have gotten way behind on years of service. I think you probably heard me say that the last couple of months. I don't think you actually understand how far behind we are. The next couple that we've got, some of these are going back all the way probably till the summer. And so we're trying to slowly catch up. The plan is to catch up by the end of next month with everyone that we have, but that's probably about 15 to 20 people. So we've got a lot to do here. So our next milestone that we're going to recognize is from our rug team. It's Devin Legrone. So Devin's been here with us for 5 years. And so we're going to have Keith Hinkebine is going to put a video, or has put a video together for us to tell us a little bit about Devin.
Hello, I'd like to congratulate Devin Legrone on celebrating his 5 years working with Woodard. Devin started out in October of 2015 as part of our part-time flex force. In 2018, when the flex force went away, Devin became part of the rug plants. He has been on route with Nick Rogue ever since. He is very reliable and hardworking. Some of his fellow associates would say that he is very quiet and has a great sense of humor. He is willing to help others, and he's ready to get a job done and move on to the next one. So thank you, Devin, for your 5 years and many more to come.
All right, so thanks for doing that, Keith. So let's take a look at our next. Our next one comes from the construction team. And unfortunately for everyone here, we're going to actually have to hear from Jared Jones, not once, but we're actually going to have to hear from him twice. So first up, we've got Clinton Harris, who's celebrating 5 years with us.
I would like to thank Clinton Harris for 5 years of service in the construction. Clinton is a huge asset to my team and to Woodard. Clinton is a role model for all of our Woodard core values, and Clinton is a spectacular with the customers and the rest of our team. Thank you, Clinton, for striving to be the best and presenting our customers with a quality product. And thank you for always being there for me. Thank you, Clinton, for 5 years.
All right. Very good. So now we've got our third for construction for this month. And third up is Sam Exler. So we'll go ahead and listen to Jared once again.
First off, I'd like to congratulate Sam Exler on 5 years. Sam came over to the construction side, first starting out part-time in water. Sam is one of our very first apprentices that we hired in construction and has been promoted within the last year to a full-time remodeler. Sam, thank you for all your hard work and your continuous improvement in the construction, and look forward to years in the future. Thank you.
All right, so we do have one more that we're going to be going through, and this is a big one. So this one is one that probably everybody in the company has to deal with this individual at some point, and he is celebrating 15 years of service with us. So wherever you're at right now, make sure you give a nice round of applause for 15 years for Carrie McClone. All right, and so we do have a video that Spencer and Jeff will put together for him, so we'll see how this one turns out.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Spencer Warren. I'm the Director of Logistics here at Woodard. This morning, I have the privilege of introducing and celebrating an anniversary for someone that's very special, not only to the logistics area, but Woodard as a whole. That person is Carrie McClone. Carrie is celebrating 15 years here at Woodard. He started his career in customer service, and within a couple years, he was asked to dispatch our water crews. Fast forward to today, Carrie is a key component on what we do, not only for our crews, but also supporting our customers. If you know Carrie, he is a very special individual. He loves puzzles. Every day, his job is one giant puzzle. He has to put together all these pieces, and he does a phenomenal job doing so. Carrie is also the only one here at Woodard that when he found out we were moving facilities to Watson, he was the first one to Google the closest Chinese restaurant. If you don't know Carrie, he loves his Chinese. Him and Kevin would get Chinese on every Friday, and they would just enjoy it and celebrate and welcome other people to order Chinese, sit down and eat with them, and just kind of talk and have fun and share a lot of laughs. Carrie also loves his family, his wife Lisa, his two boys, and he spends a lot of time going to baseball games, taking family vacations, or commonly just laying around the house playing video games with his kids. Carrie is a key component on what we do every single day. Carrie, I hope that your career continues to grow as long as your beard does. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for an amazing 15 years.
All right, so congratulations there to Carrie and to all the other folks that we had nominated or that recognized here today. So we do have a handful of things to kind of wrap things up with here. It looks like I got plenty of time, so I get to talk as much as I want. So first off, you can see up at the top of that list, we've got the number 95%. And so that is the percentage of you that filled out the Amplify survey this past week. 95% is a ridiculous number to be, it's like, honestly, it's beyond anything that we could have anticipated. I know Justin says he wants 100%, but honestly, okay, 95% is ridiculous. So I get the opportunity to talk to a lot of other companies about Amplify and about how we use Amplify, and most of them fall out of their seat if I tell them that we had 80% participation. I cannot wait to be able to tell people that we had 95% this time. It's just incredible. So you'll be finding out how those results came in, either from your managers or you might hear from me here over the next couple of weeks. Next, food. So if you are here around Watson today, we did bring food in for the LSA. We didn't make a big deal about it, but we have some out there. So if you're here or you're watching this in your car, feel free to come in. We got plenty of food, so come in and take care of that. Next week, Justin is starting his whirlwind tour of town halls. So some of those will be on Teams. Some of those will be here in the building. If you are doing it in the building, chances are you're going to be doing it in the back corner area. Sort of, if you know where HR is now, the opposite corner in fire back in that section. So we'll have some chairs set up back there for you to meet with him. And then lastly, we do have some stuff going on for next month that I wanted to make sure you were aware of. And so the awards program that we're going to be rolling out that Kristen talked to you about, we're going to be tying that in with a couple other things. So next month's LSA will be on March 3rd, and we're going to try to do it for a little bit longer than we normally would, because obviously between the awards coming out and Justin likes to do his summary of 2020, so we'll spend some time with that. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to try to catch up on as many of those 2020 years of service milestones that we did not get to yet. So we're going to try to wrap a lot of those up, and we have some great ones to talk about then. The other thing that we'll mention is we are going to try to do something a little different for that. I don't know if we want to stream for an hour, hour and a half on YouTube, so we may be trying to figure out a way that we can do that here in the building, obviously keeping our safety protocols in mind. So more to come on that, but we'll hopefully have some opportunities to do that here pretty soon. And Justin is standing right next to me with a $100 bill, so I think that means it's time to announce our winner. So let's see who that is.
This is the only way people are going to subscribe. All right, everybody. Well, the numbers were all over the place. So if you look through the chat, you probably can have no idea who actually was the closest without going over. But the cool thing is, for the first time since I've been doing this, the person that was closest without going over is in the room with me today. And that number that they guessed was 175,000 hours. He's raising his hand already. He knows the correct answer. So the number of hours worked since our last time incident is 196,016 hours. So Ed Zigarovich, come on up. Here we go. You can kind of get your head in here. He's Victor. That's right. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today and all the engagement in the chat. Really appreciate it. We'll see you in a month.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you guys.